In 20 plus years in Scottsdale, I've never seen anything like this. All of these beautiful exotic cars from here forward are being sold from one collection. Jim Gilstrap, the professional musician and polo player, started collecting late model cars and worked his way up the food chain all the way to the top. Porsches, Bentleys, McLarens, Ferraris of every type, all virtually brand new. But the star of the collection is going to be this violet pearl Lamborghini Aventador LP780-4 Ultimate, the last of the line. If these had been my cars, I would have wasted so much time just trying to figure out which one to drive next. But what a great problem to have.
And all of the cars in the Gilstrap collection, all you see right there, will be crossing the block tomorrow. It's important to point out they're all crossing the block at no reserve. They will all get new owners. It's a 1998 Porsche 911 Carrera S, the first of the cars we're going to see from the Gilstrap collection. This is one that Rutledge previewed for us.
Yeah, Jim Gilstrap, an incredible collector. More on his collection later today and tomorrow. The 993, the final air-cooled 911 Porsche. It would be replaced in 1999 by an engine that was liquid-cooled. This with the turbo twist wheels, arena red paint, and gray interior, but with that Tiptronic automatic.
Right, and it was considered among Porsche purists the biggest faux pas ever to get away from the air-cooled Porsche, but they had really reached the limits of performance that they could get out of these engines as far as keeping them cool without, radiators. They're oil-cooled basically on these air-cooled ones. It's really not much like a Volkswagen, feeding air, and the performance, they reached the limits, and obviously people have gotten over it, but the last of the air-cooled Porsches here are major, major collectibles, as you can see, 160 grand.
And all of that angst was misplaced because those people didn't realize that Porsche had been racing liquid-cooled engines and air-cooled engines with liquid-cooled cylinder heads for a couple of decades before, and then had to bring it in for street use. Nice result.
$160,000 for the first of that Gilstrap collection. The next car, also part of the Gilstrap collection, a 2008 Ferrari F430 Spider F1.
Fantastic styling here. The shark-nosed Ferrari Formula One cars of the 60s kind of donated their grille shapes here. This has the Daytona-style seats from the 71 Ferrari Daytona with contrasting red color there. There's the engine on full display. The scoops like the Le Mans winner, 275P. So a lot of retro styling on this particular 430 and the F1 paddle ship transmission.
So this one does look brand new and has the mileage on the odometer to show it, just a little over 6,000 miles. So a very low mileage, clean example of one of these. And the nice thing about the 430s, you don't have to do a belt service. They're lower maintenance, but you get all that Ferrari mid-engine glory behind you as far as the exhaust notes and flipping the transmission with the paddle shifters like you're a Formula One racer. Not much better than this.
Well, the car card lists a number of very expensive options that were on this, like the $1,500 Scuderia Ferrari fender shields, the $1,000 red finish brake calipers, $2,900 Daytona-style seats. Everything on this was extra, and in fact, the final MSRP on this, $264,000.
Well, it comes within about 100 of that. $160,000 is the hammer price for that Ferrari Spider.
Time for a 2021 Porsche 911 Turbo. This is part of the Gilstrap collection. James Gilstrap is quite a collector. Interesting life story. The guy's 88 years old. He used to sing with Elvis Presley, knew Bruce McLaren, and what a collection of cars.
Well, better than that, Elvis opened for him in Elvis's early singing days. He began to collect cars and worked his way all the way to the top of the food chain. McLaren, as you mentioned, Porsche, Bentley, Ferrari, Lamborghini. We're going to see them all. Now, this is a 2021 Porsche 911 Turbo, so a 992.1, a car that is still in production. Well, so why is it here? Because this is an instant collectible. This one with the paddle shift transmission. There's a look at the 18-way cloth and leather adjustable seats with contrasting stitching. Aftermarket wheels have been added to this one. Huge power, and none of that turbo lag like we used to see on the 930s back in the day.
And Porsche, whether this is intentional or not, have made it to where you can't just walk into a showroom and buy a 911 Turbo for MSRP off the showroom floor. The production is scarce compared to the demand, and yeah, that's why you see these being fought after on the secondary market. The power is pretty unbelievable. 572 horsepower out of the flat six, and yeah, that PDK automated transmission, the dual clutch, is way faster than any human could shift gears manually.
6,000 miles on the clock, just barely broken in. And this is not just a 911 Turbo, but the Turbo S, because you could pay more money and get more power in a 911 Turbo by specifying the S version, as most did.
Well, and importantly, it handles as well. It's not just power. I mean, this will handle more than a full G on the skid pad. $215,000 for that 2021 Porsche 911 Turbo. Those guys are really excited. They came away with the price. And the Summit Racing Sold sticker goes on, and away it goes for $215K. Congratulations to everybody involved in that. Behind it, we got a 2013 Corvette Custom. Now, as you can tell, this is done up to look like a 1963 split window, but on a very modern chassis.
Whoa, well, not just the hood goes up, the entire nose. So picture this, a C6 ZR1. So the king daddy of the 6th generation Corvette would have had that big supercharged engine with sort of a window into the hood. To see it, you would have seen this, you know, the supercharged LS9 on top. But obviously this one has been dramatically modified to look like a 63 split window, which is an icon in its own right. You look in the back and you can see there's that split down the middle, but pretty close to the original as far as the 63. The one thing that you can't really cheat with these is the width. This is massively wider than a 63.
Some of these conversions look pretty ungainly. I like that this one has, as much as is possible, pretty much retained the proportions overall of the 63. So following this at a big distance, you wouldn't realize till you got closer, saw those big wide tires and the triple taillights that the Stingray never got, that this was indeed a conversion on a much later chassis, but nicely done.
Yeah, I was wondering how this was going to do, because the C6 ZR1 has become a pretty big collectible stock. Very unique power plant and design, 6-speed manual. So pretty wild that they did this to one of those rare ZR1s. But yeah, it's been way over what a normal C6 ZR1 would bring, I think.
Yeah, interesting with that width. You know what? Just a average Corvette from 2013 is 3 inches wider, and this would have been about, I think, almost 8 inches wider. So looking at that, and you can see what a great difference it is. $230,000, the hammer price for that car out of the Gilstrap collection. Barrett-Jackson.com, that is where you can find everything you want to know about the Barrett-Jackson world. Not just the cars from this auction, but you can do research about cars from previous auctions as well. Another one out of the Gilstrap collection, a 2022 Bentley Continental GTC.
Well, this is the only Bentley they brought. This one has the 4.4-liter turbo V8 engine, 542 horsepower, 568 foot-pounds of torque, and an 8-speed double-clutch sequential automatic transmission. The interior is just gorgeous. The wood, the leather, this just oozes luxury.
Yeah, absolutely. Stunning quality throughout. And yeah, that twin-turbo V8 was being chosen more often over the twin-turbo W12, which had a lot more maintenance. When Bentley had its big comeback in 2004, that engine was the choice, the stunner, but now it has completely gone away. They did some final edition Bentleys with the W12, but you see most of them with the twin-turbo V8, and the power is the same, if not more, than that W12. The treatments, the upgrades in 2020, you got that circular headlight, the oval in the back versus the sort of B logo looking squared off one. The interior sent to a whole nother level, and I love, if you get back up to the front, the crystal almost looking headlights.
The options include the $17,000 Mulliner driving specification, upgraded 22-inch wheels, $8,600 touring spec, comfort front seats for $5,000, Bang & Olufsen stereo for $7,000. Add it all up, and the MSRP on this was $312,000.
Yeah, a total of $70,000 worth of options on that brought it up to the next level. As you can see, we've got 2 phone bidders who were involved in trying to purchase this.
Even though it's 2 years old, yeah, I do believe they got quite a bit back of its MSRP of $312,000. So good deal in that sense.
Well, the phone bidders were involved, but ultimately it was somebody up in the skybox who came away the winner at $210,000. He'll have to sign the paperwork and agree to pay a 10% buyer's premium, and he gets to take that 2022 Bentley Continental GTC home. Another one from the Gilstrap collection is this 2018 Ferrari 488 GTB.
Well, the 488 took the Ferrari 458 to the next level with the addition of twin turbos in the back. So pretty incredible horsepower. The design language evolved a bit with a more aero, but yeah, great power and performance out of these with the mid-engine here. You can see it in the back with the glass, and look how low that V8 is mounted. What you're seeing at the top is the intake with the crinkles, but everything is mounted so low with the center of gravity. You can see the turbos on the back, sort of on either side. You have the oil fill right there, and that's what makes these so much fun. That mid-engine V8 noise behind you, perfect weight distribution, and of course the styling. Wow.
Now this one only has 6,300 miles on it since it was new in 2018. And just like that last Bentley that went across, this has tons and tons of options. The MSRP on this was $358,000 with about $100,000 in options.
Yeah, pretty wild acceleration numbers. So yeah, 3 seconds to 60 on this one. A little over 10 seconds in the quarter mile. Top speed 205 thanks to that 661 horsepower in the back. Many prefer the 458 that was previous to this because of that last naturally aspirated noise, but you can't dispute the performance of adding a couple of turbos that the 488 shows with its specs. And you see that third light in between the exhaust. That's for emergency braking right here, similar to the F1 cars.
Well, away it goes for $250,000.
Lot number is going to be 1370.1. 1370.1. Here's a 2021 Porsche 911 Turbo S. Now it's powered by a 641 horsepower engine, making a 7-speed PDK transmission, option and exclusive manufacturer leather interior. Ladies and gentlemen, a beautiful Porsche 911.
Looking right, had to get down $45,000, have it on him, had to get down $500 and $500,000 on it, and $555 on him, had to get down $500,000 on it, out of it to get down $50, now $150,000, now $100,000, how about $75, now $100, and $100,000 and $100,000 out of it to get down $111, now $25, and $125.50, $150,000 $150,000 down, but it get down, want to get down $50,000, $150,000 down, but it get down, but you want to pay to get down $150,000 way, $150, $150,000, now 75, and 175, who said it, and 175, 5, on him here to get down 175, and 175, you want $75 down, but it get down 175, 5, and 175, and 150, now $75 down, but it get down, want to get down 75, to get down, $5 down, but it get down 175, 5, $175, Shane, go ahead at $175,000.
Ladies and gentlemen, 2.8 seconds and 205 miles an hour flat. Gentian blue metallic paint on the outside. This is a remarkable offering from the Gilstrap collection.
All right, here to get down 75, and 155, and 60, and 160, 70, and 170, and 170, 80. How to get now 80, now 200, and $200,000, and 225, and $225 down, but to get down 225 higher, and $225,000 down, but to get down 225 high, and $225,000 down, but to get down 210, 20, and 220, and 230, and 230, and $230,000 down, but to get down what do you want to pay to get down $230,000, and $230,000 down, but to get down what do you want to pay? Chisholm's in, and 230, and $230,000 rolled away, and 210, 20, and 220. Doug, you can still get in at $220,000, and $220,000 down, but to get down $20,000 down, but to get all through, and I have 20, and now 30, and 230, and 230, sold for $220,000. Doug.
We have a special guest right now. Come on up. If you were watching college football and the playoff games, Kenny Dillingham, an Arizona native, went to Chaparral High School, electrified the entire nation. Welcome to Barrett-Jackson. Coach.
Thank you.
It is an honor to have you here. I would just like you to say hello to everybody. And everybody here, if you watched the playoff game, double overtime, but this was quite a Cinderella season. And I love it that you are young, energetic, and you're going to be here for a while to take ASU to another level. I know you're not all ASU fans, but you got to see what this gentleman did. It was absolutely fantastic and electrified college football.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Is this not fun? I'll say that. So I've never been here, to be honest, born and raised. But I'll say this, like being back in the Valley after living all around the country and being back here, seeing the field get rushed twice in the same game for the BYU game, get rushed for the Utah game, you know, compete in the Peach Bowl. This season's been unbelievable. The sellouts at the stadium to get behind ASU football. I think ASU football is back, and I think it's only going to be building from here on out. So I appreciate everybody. Go Devils.
Thank you. An honor to have you here.
Thank you.
Line number 1371 is going to be next, a 2015 Lamborghini Aventador LP 704 Roadster. Now, ladies and gentlemen, 690 horsepower at 8,250 RPM, 0 to 60.
Right now, from the Gilstrap collection, we've got a 2015 Lamborghini Aventador LP 704 Roadster.
Boy, and this one looks brand new. 690 horsepower, producing at an 8,000 RPM, 2.9 seconds to 60 miles an hour. This one looks barely broken in.
Well, and it looks fairly customized as well, I would say. The more SV style front bumper and the yellow interior with some custom lettering in there for 73. But the Roadster came out a few years after the original Aventador, and 2012 was the start of it. So it's 2015, we're a few years in. And it's a really elegant Roadster system, sort of like a T-top, because there's two removable panels that you can take off, and very quick, not like the toupee of the older Lamborghinis. But look at the engine bay treatment with these Roadsters as far as the glass in the hexagon or octagon shape, that V12 engine, and another aftermarket touch is the glow. There's just underglow and lighting added everywhere. Lamborghini doesn't do that from the factory, but it's definitely a cool touch here.
Now they're being very careful here on the ramp to make sure with the low ground clearance this doesn't high side, and they're going to put the front wheels up on a couple of beautifully crafted 2x6s from the local lumberyard to make sure that it makes that transition, because this has, you know, Austin Healey style ground clearance of about 3 inches. But gosh, what a beautiful car. it is going to take some work to get this up and down the ramp.
$350,000. Kind of funny the way those poor people are like, oh, no, I didn't sign for it. No, she's going to sign for it. No, she's going to sign for it. Well, let's check in with our Dodge leaderboard. We've been talking about it all week. Fantasy Bid brought to you by Dodge. Today, the game is in full swing. You know, the winner at the end of the 2025 Barrett-Jackson auction will take home that 2025 Dodge Hemi Durango. Take a look at the leads. Oh, Ken has dropped. He's only got 1,000 points. John R. has moved ahead. Garrett's now down in third, and that's the beauty of this game. Any moment, things can change, so make sure you keep playing and keep playing all year long, because we've got several more auctions, and you'll want to be a part of it all. We got a 2024 McLaren 750S Spider, currently bid to $320,000.
Yeah, here is the latest and greatest from McLaren right here. The 720S platform came out a few years earlier. The 750 just turns things up even more. 740 horsepower, 4-liter twin turbo in the back, a 0 to 60, well under 3 seconds. What I love about the 750S as far as the upgrades, the taillights you can see, they're almost invisible when the brake lights aren't illuminated, just beautifully integrated into the rear diffuser. And then that center exit exhaust, dual exhaust there, that was the upgrade with the 750S.
So you can't make this stuff up. Jim Gilstrap was a nationally known museum. Elvis opened for him early in Elvis's career. And how did he get hooked on McLaren before all the other exotic cars? He went to a Can-Am race, and Peter Revson, the factory driver, took Gilstrap for a ride around the track in a McLaren Can-Am car.
What a story. $425,000 for that McLaren. Off it goes into the sunshine here at Scottsdale. Oh, and that is the car that's going to grab everybody's attention when it gets up on the block, the Pagani Huayra.
And 333 down down to get down 333 to get down 325 and 325 here 50 and 350 down and 350,000 down to get down 75 400,000 and 400,000 and 400,000 down to get down 4 and 400,000 down to get down 400,000 down to get down 4 now 25 and 425 you're out there and 400 up here now out 425 rolled it away and 425,000 Shane go ahead at 425,000.
Ladies and gentlemen, take another look here. 0 to 100 in 2.9 seconds. Quarter mile in 9.7 seconds with a top speed of 205 miles per hour.
425 and 425 and 425 pound and 425 5 down to get down 425 pound and 425 5 on him to get down 425 10 and 410 and 410 and 410,000 down to get down 10 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 and a half 410 and 410 and 410,000 down to get down 10 to get down 10 to get down $10 down to get down $10 down to get down buddy Bond to get all through down and a half sold for $400,000.
Here's on number 1372.1. It's a 2022 Ferrari F8 Spider. Now the Spider's got a twin turbo 3.9 liter 710 horsepower V8 engine paired to a 7-speed dual clutch transmission. $382,000 total new price with 2 keys, the key card, the car cover, the battery tender, the toolkit. It's got it all. Just 4,754 miles from the Gilstrap collection.
All right, had to get down buddy paying have it on him had to get down 500 had to get down 50 now 100 and 100,000 down to get down 125 and 125 50 850,000 down to 75 and 175 2 and 200,000 down to get down 25 and 225 5 down to get down 225 and 225,000 down to 50 and 250,000 down to 75 and 275 5 down 3 and 300,000 down to get down 333 on him here and 385 now 3 and 300,000 and 3 to get down 3 to get down 3 to get down 300,000 down to get down what do you want to pay and 300,000 and 300,000 down to get down 3 to get down 3 to get down 333 and 300 Doug's in. I had to get down 3 and 333 on to get down 3 and 300,000 and 90 now 3 and 90 now 3 and 293 25 hey you want 10 and 310 and 310 10 down to get down 20 and 320 30 and 330,000 and 330,000 down to get down what do you want to pay to get down 340 50 and 350,000 and 350,000 down to get down what do you pay and 350,000 60,000 and 75 and 375 and 375 rolled it away and 375 $375,000 and $375,500. Jay Bryan, you're out. And $375 now 4 and $400 and $400,000 and 4 and $400,000 down to get down 4 to get down 4 and $490 and now $400 out to get down 400 and $400,000 and $400,000 down to get down 94. 400 is bid and 425 and 425 and $425,000 down to get down 25 410 and $410,000. Everybody through, everybody done, and I have sold for $400,000, Doug.
Here's on number 1373's next, a 2018 Ferrari 488 GTB 70th anniversary edition. One of one, tailor-made with $130,000 in options. Has a 661 horsepower, 3.9 liter dual overhead cam V8 engine, 7-speed F1 dual clutch transmission from the Gilstrap collection.
I'd had to get down, what do you pay? And how many $100 down, to get down, what do you pay? I'd had to get down, look in, I'd had $1 million. I'd had to get down 70, I'd had to get down 50 and 100. And $100,000 now 50. $150,000 down to get down 2 and $200,000 down to get down 2 Gordon and $200,000 down to get down 2 50 and $250,000 and 225 and 50 and $250,000 75 now 3 and $300,000 muzzle 3 out to get down 3.
Well, on the McGuire staging lanes, I bet that is a very expensive place to be parked right now, because we are in prime time for Saturday of the best cars crossing the block. And there's another Aventador right there that's going to be crossing the block soon. I believe that's the Pagani Huayra that's sitting in there. And up on the block right now, we've got a 2018 Ferrari 488 GTB. This is the 70th anniversary edition.
Yeah, very special one. The color is Grigio alloy, special order with the white stripes, one of one with over $40,000 in Ferrari tailor-made options. Not another one exists like it.
Yeah, and the price premium to match. Of course, any special edition Ferrari is going to sell for a major premium. But this one, going back to Ferrari's heritage as far as the colors. That off-white reminds me of Sammy Hagar's LaFerrari that was styled after a vintage racer, and that great mid-engine twin-turbo performance. Wow.
$550,000 for that one-of-a-kind Ferrari 488. How about another Ferrari? This one's an SF90 Stradale from the Gilstrap collection.
In Rosso Corsa with the contrasting black roof. This is pretty much a race car with turn signals. Diamond finished wheels, carbon fiber, racetrack bucket seats with red suede. Lots of exposed carbon fiber everywhere.
Yeah, absolutely. You could see the front arrow as far as what they do in the nose to get that downforce, but the power just unbelievable on these things. So not only do you have that twin turbo V8 that we just saw in the 488, you also have a hybrid drivetrain helping things out to right around 1,000 horsepower combined. All-wheel drive system as well, so that was another big deal for the mid-engine Ferrari family. And this is a huge original MSRP. Some of these could be into the $700,000 range or more.
How about that dash? Kind of a video game look there, but with the yellow tachometer right in front of the driver.
And I like the two-tone with this one as far as the black top, kind of breaking things up. A little bit of that classic Ferrari that you see sort of maybe in the F-Series. But yeah, this one a 2022, and I imagine very low miles. Yeah, just a little over 1,000 miles on this thing. So basically brand new in the wrapper. Hey, let's listen to this. Sweet Italian noise there.
Yet. You have to tell him to rev it up a little bit, I think, is the best way to get that. He's kind of coasted to a stop. We're right now at 435,000. All right, let's rev it.
1,655 actual miles.
That's a joyful noise. Through the engine cover, you can see the red cylinder heads, the Testarossa, harkening back to Ferrari's great racing heritage. Hammer falls.
$440,000 for that Ferrari SF90 Stradale, sold here at Barrett Jackson. Barrett-Jackson.com, the place to go to see all of the cars that have been crossing the block on Super Saturday. And boy, what a Super Saturday it's been. To get into the top 10 would take at least $500,000 right now, because number 10 is $480. So if you want to go past that, it's going to be pretty close to $500,000 to break into our top 10. Another Ferrari, an 812 GTS from 2022.
Well, successor to the F12, the GTS Superfast. Ferrari has always been about front-engine V12 touring cars. And this one with the removable roof section, that's why it's a GTS instead of a GTB or Berlinetta or Coupe. Again, diamond finished wheels, Corsa red interior, and flat white pearl paint.
Yeah, the top comes down, and hold on to your hats, because the top speed, 211 miles per hour, 2.8 seconds, 0 to 60. That V12, 769 horsepower. It's a rare sight to see an 812, let alone a convertible one like this GTS. And I have never seen one with this matte paint finish, so very unusual.
Well, I was saying a moment ago, it's going to take $500,000 to break into the top 10. This Ferrari 812 GTS has just done it. It's now bid at $500,000. So it's easily going to pull it off. Indeed, $500,000, the hammer price to the folks up at the Skybox. That means our top 10 on Super Saturday right now is filled with cars worth at least $500,000.
$100 down, I'm here to get down. What do you pay here? Somebody get 500 and $500,000 down to 50, now 100 now 50, 152 and $200,000 down to 2.5 and $250 down, I'm to get down $250 down, I'm to get down 2.5 here and $250 down, I'm here to get down 2.5 and 3. Hey, I had to get down Skybox 300 and $300,000 and $300,000 now 50 and $350,000 down, I'm to get down 50 now 50. Hey, you want $350 down, I'm to get down 50 now 4 and $400,000 and 4 and 4 now 50 and $450,000 down, I'm to get down 4.5 and 4.25 now 50 and 450. Did you say 425 and 425? I got 425 now 50 and $450,000 and $450,000. Camille's in and $450,000 down. But to get down, what do you want to pay? Skybox, you're all out. And 425's on the stage, asking $450 and $450,000 down. But to get down, what do you want to pay? To get down $450,000. Shane, go ahead.
Black Alcantara with McLaren orange stitching, secondary carbon fiber components, MSO customization all the way through, equipped with Volcano yellow brake calipers and black logos.
430, 440, 450. I had to get down 450 and 475 and $475,000 and 475 and $475 down. But to get down 500 and Camille's in and 475.5 and $500,000. Butcher I had to get down 555 and $500,000 down. But to get down 555 and $500,000 down. But to get down 500,000. 500 is bid and 525 and 525 and $525,000 and 525 to get down $525 down. But to get down, what do you want to pay? And $525,000 down. But to get down 510 and now 520 and 520 and $520,000 and $520,000. Doug, you're out. I had to get down 520 and now 520 and a half. Sold for $510,000. Camille.
A 2022 Lamborghini Aventador and LP780-4 Ultima, part of the Gilstrap collection.
And this is probably the jewel of Jim Gilstrap's collection right here. This was the build-out version of this car, one of 350 built, and this beautiful violet pearl, said to be one of one. Lots of exposed carbon fiber.
Yeah, the Aventador had a long run, 10 years, 2012 until the end, and that's what they were talking about with the ultimate high performance, but the last of the non-hybrid V12 Halo car for Lamborghini, the Revuelto that's replaced it, still a V12, but a hybrid platform. So that sort of makes this an instant classic and collectible. 350 Ultimate coupes produced for the final year, 780 horsepower all-wheel drive. The top speed, 220 miles an hour thanks to that V12 with a beautiful presentation back there.
You know, thinking about the Gilstrap collection, you didn't just have to have a big, thick checkbook to buy these cars. You had to have connections. You couldn't just walk into a dealership and order one of these. You had to work your way to the top of the list so that when the factory came out with a new special build, you were the first person they called. And he has done that, not just with Lamborghini, but with Ferrari, with McLaren, with Bentley. What an incredible collection.
And I got to say, I love the spec of this one with the two-tone, the purple, and the roof is not black, it's just exposed carbon fiber, so all natural carbon fiber showing up there. Same with the mirrors, and yeah, the bronze wheels with the center locking hubs. Beautiful car.
You know, the interesting thing is, James Gilstrap is 88 years old, and he loves the exotics, he loves the supercars, he loves the full range. He's not stuck in the past. $590,000 for that 2022 Lamborghini Aventador.
Certified Auctions has electrochromatic roof and a carbon fiber accents.
I'd had to get down, what are you paying? Have it on it, out of it to get down to get this thing out here. I'd had to get down, what are you paying? $500 and $500,000 and $500,000 down of it to get down, somebody to get 50, now 100, now 50, a one and a half, a one now $50 down of it to get down, one and a half, two, and $200,000 and $222 down of it to get down 250 and 225 and 250 and 225 to get down $250,000 down of it to get down $250,000 and 250 and $250,000 down of it to get down $250,000 down where and 275 and 275 and 275 down of it to get down 275, 5 on him, head to get down 250, now 75, and 275, and 275 out of it to get down, what do you want him, head to get down 275, and 275, 151 miles, 275, and 275, and 275, 5 on him, head to get down 250, 75, 3, and 333, now 85, 3, and 300,000 out of and 300,000 out and 300,000 out down of it to get down 3, to get down 3, to get down 3, to get down 90, now 3, and 290, now 3, and 290's up here, now 3, and 300,000 out down of it to get down 3, 3, 3, and 300, now 10, 25, and 325, and 3 1/4, and 3 1/4 down of it to get down 325, 5 down of it to get down 325, and 325, you got 10, 25, and you're out 325, and 325 down of it to get down 3, to get down 25, 15, now 20, and 315, 20, and 320,000 out hey, you want 20,000 down of it to get down 20, 20, 20, and 320, 30, and 330,000 out and 330,000 down of it to get down 3, to get down 33, to get down 30, 40, 40, 40, go ahead, Shane, 40.
Gloss
50.
black exterior, jet black, and Harusa red upholstery, ladies and gentlemen, accompanied by documents from McLaren to confirm its bespoke specification, just 151 miles.
50, 60, and 360 on 60, and 360 now 70, and 370, and 370,000 on it, and 370,000 on it, rolled it away, and 370,000 on it, down of it to get down, what do you want to pay to get down 370, 80, and 380, and 380, 90, and 390, and 390,000 on it, and 390,000 on it, down of it to get down, what do you want to pay, and 390 now, you got 380, now 90, you want 90, and now 400, and 400,000 out. You didn't quite make it if you didn't want to, and 400,000 out, and 400,000 out, and 400,000 out, down of it to get down 4, 4, 4. I guess he wanted to 400 and 400,000 out, and 400,000 out, down of it to get down. What do you want to pay to get down 4, to get down 4, to get down 4, to get down? I had to get down 95, and now 4, and 400, and 400, and 400,000 out, and 400,000 out, and 400,000 out, down of it to get down. Yes or no here, and 400 is bid, and 425, and 425, and 425, 5 all through and all down, and I have sold for $400,000.